Good morning. It's a beautiful day out here, nice and chilly. Well, not chilly, but it's not 100 degrees like it was yesterday. I almost didn't wear the pack this morning because I got a little sunburnt this weekend, but it's doing okay. It's a little uncomfortable, but we practice being uncomfortable, right? So I was thinking about it. Read several things this weekend. They got me thinking about the general state of the world. And you know, if you are even remotely interested in pop culture, especially if you're a Gen Xer, you will have watched 007 movies, James Bond movies. And there was a reoccurring character played by several different actors named Ernst Blofeld. And even if you don't know the guy from James Bond, you know characters that have been inspired by him. Austin Powers had Dr. Evil. Inspector Gadget also had Dr. Evil. I think that was his name. But he was the guy. If you don't remember who he is, he's the one. The Ernst Blofeld was the one that always had the Persian cat and was always stroking the cat, and so that made the meme or the trope about the evil billionaire that had the cat. Oh, hang on a second, guys. So there's some dogs running around, and apparently they've been peeing all over the place, and so every 5 steps Fancy's got to stop and check them out, checking out where it is. So again, this is one of the reasons why we go armed whenever we're out and about, because you never know when these dogs may turn violent. Anyway, so this Ernst Blofeld dude was always looking to kill James Bond and take over the world. He had various different evil schemes. And there were some things I read this weekend that I was like, man, this is life imitating art in its purest form. First one. So Bill Gates is trying to market maggot milk. Yes, I said it, maggot milk. So he's come up with a milk alternative, of course to save the planet, made from mealworms. Mealworm larvae, which are maggots, I mean, technically speaking. So they blend this up, and it's supposed to be a delicious and climate-friendly alternative to the evil raw milk, you know. So he's looking at replacing your milk with maggot milk. And then I was reading I saw, I don't remember who said it out, but I guess at some point Mark Cuban is the owner of the Dallas Mavs, and he's always on Shark Tank. And if you pay any attention, he's always making snarky comments either about or to Elon Musk. You know, there's a little bit of jealousy going on there, if you ask me. But anyway, he posted a tweet or something trying to influence people's opinions about the election, and it said, I would never vote for a man that didn't believe in climate change. And somebody responded, I wonder how many private jets Mark Cuban has. So Mark Cuban has 3 private jets, apparently. Just somebody went and looked it up in public records. So Mark Cuban, the guy that's flying around the world in not 1, not 2, but 3 private jets, is going to lecture us and use his money to influence an election based on climate change. Little hypocritical there, you know, but hey, you know, to each his own. It's his money. He can spend it however he wants. And then, to read another article, did a lot of reading this weekend. Had a lot of time where I was inside hiding from the sun. But somebody made the comment, and I thought it was kind of prescient, that Klaus Schwab the guy that started the WF and is behind the whole New World Order and you will own nothing and like it trend. Somebody made a comment, said it's obvious that this guy hates humanity, right? And people like him and George Soros, or Alex Soros, his son, since George Soros has stepped down, you know, they do these things in an Ernst Blofeld manner, trying to control the world and the people in it, you know. And it was kind of funny when I started thinking about it, that there are literal Ernst Blofelds out there working against our well-being and our happiness. You know, they want to dictate to us. They want to dictate to us how we should live and what we should consume and all these other things. You know, and it gets down to a real practical manner. You know, we can sit here and we can semi-joke about maggot milk and eating bugs and stuff. You know, the Department of Defense is starting a new experimental program where they're going to, in order to save the planet because of climate change, they're going to start serving U.S. service members lab-grown meat. They came out and announced this program mid last week. And so the whole joking about these evil billionaires hell-bent on controlling people, you know, it's coming to fruition. And they've always been there. The rich and powerful that think they know better than everybody else has been there throughout human history. It's just a byproduct of human nature. You know, somebody's successful and they all of a sudden think they know better than everybody else. But we're living in a time when this is coming to fruition in front of our eyes. We're seeing the outpouring of, or not the outpouring, but the byproducts of what I'm going to start calling the Ernst Blofeld effect, where these people that become rich think they know better than everybody else. And it's not just evil scientists. You know, how many political ads do you see with actors in it? You know, these people that their only claim to fame is that they lie professionally. They become extremely rich on top of that talent, and then they start dictating to us about how we should live our lives. And they're, you know, as far as their actions, a lot of them are in the same boat as Mark Cuban. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio's one. He flies around the world dictating to people how they, well, trying to dictate how people should live their lives. Well, he's expending more CO2 into the atmosphere than any million people combined. You know, so we need to be aware of this stuff. I thought, and it's really, I guess this video is just me complaining about it because I really don't have a solution to it other than ignore them. You know, ignore them. Build your communities. You know, I gotta stop using that. You know, it's just one of those little speaking things that I have that I need to take care of. Anyway, we need to build our communities. Focus on what's directly around us, what we can directly influence. We need to become food independent. And if you can't grow a garden, I've said this millions of times, and you're going to hear it until you get sick. But if you can't grow your own garden, hook up with somebody that can. Help them, support them financially, support them physically, become invested into what they are doing, and create that relationship, and then become modernly self-sufficient. You know, learn how to do things on your own, so you're not having to depend on other people. You know, and it's going to take some outside the box thinking. Speaking of outside the box, check this out. See that tire right there? So those are a fixture in rural America. I've been in 44 of the 50 states, and I have seen those in every single state. And what they are, in case you don't know, they're a fixture. You see them on electrical poles, you see them on fences, and they usually say one of two things. They say no hunting or no trespassing. And what they are, they're just people posting, you know, don't come on my land. Well, I was talking with one of the elders at the reservation where I work, and he was telling me that when he was a kid, that you would see cars and trucks driving around the area with these tires that said no trespassing and no hunting on them. And what would happen was, these guys would need a new tire. They didn't have the money to go buy one, so they'd go take one off of somebody's fence post and put it in their vehicle. And I'm not advocating stealing other people's property, even if it is an old tire hanging on a fence post. What I'm saying is, we need to start thinking outside the box for solutions to what's going on, because we're not going to fix things by voting harder. Okay, plain and simple. You know, there's the Ernst Blofelds of the world and the greedy politicians, the two-faced politicians. They wield too much power for you and I individually to really make a difference. But what they can't do is they cannot dictate to us how we should think and how we should behave if we've insulated ourselves from their... Oh, hang on. She found something. I'm telling you, those dogs are roaming around, and they're all over the place. I think I'm going to probably leave the birds and everything tucked into the coops this morning when I go to work. Let them out when I get home. Anyway, so they can't dictate to us how we behave if we've done these things that I just talked about: building community, food independence, and becoming modern self-reliance. Because they can't tell us. I'm gonna kill her. She's being a pain. They can't hold sway over us if we've taken that sway away from them. Let's just put it that way. It's probably the easiest way to do it. So there's something to think about. Think about how the Ernst Blofeld effect is manifesting itself in your life. And I'm having to drag her down the road now. Hey, we need to get back to the house. Come on. But think about how this is affecting your life and what you can do to make it so it's not affecting your life as much as possible. Because I'll tell you what, as long as I got goats, I'm never going to have to drink maggot milk. Plain and simple. As long as we've got the milk lady on speed dial, it's never going to happen. As long as we've got our sheep, or we're friends with somebody who's raising cattle, we will never have to grow or never have to eat lab-grown meat. Plain and simple. When parts become hard to get, if we know somebody that has the mechanical aptitude to find parts that we need, she's being a pain in the butt. If we know somebody that can help us find the parts used or off of an old vehicle, then that's what we do, and they're not going to be able to tell us what to do. All right, we're back to the house. Sorry about having to drag Fancy along. Those dogs are out, and she's just hitting on everything this morning. All right, listen, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can help us out. You guys have helped us out. We got some payouts from some affiliates. We're trying to get some money together so that we can provide you guys with something special soon. But go down, you can support us by hitting the affiliate links and supporting these people that are giving us really good products. You got foodforestnursery.com, you've got RockPot, you've got Sun Oven, which we found out just the other day. Sun Oven is completely sold out. That's very interesting. We need to talk to them and find out what's going on. And then you got Without Roll Law cards and some other things. You can help us at our shop and all that. Most importantly, you guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, comment, like, share, do all that stuff, and go out and live a life done free today. All right, take care. Thanks, Milo.